Hello everyone! As we make our character in any game, we often look for desirable physical features to represent ourselves. These characters can often be a more enhanced version of what we would like to be. Some seek to be strong and tall, others want to look sexy, have the appearance of a scholar, and then there are those who look at the potatoes known as Lalafell and realize this is what they always wanted to be. And I can say that because I play a Lalafell myself. The Lalafell might be a short, childish-looking race, but do not be deceived, they are actually adult and can be quite different and hold the same differences in personality as any of the other races, ranging from sweet and kind to utterly diabolically evil. Why someone picks to play a Lalafell can differ from a person to person, but no matter the reason, you can now utilize their deep and interesting lore for your backstory. Originating from the southern island, the Lalafell gradually migrated to Eorzea, seeking trade with the other races. Being a race of traders, they were one of the first to adopt the common tongue of the Higher, but it is said the original language of the Lalafell is still spoken on their home islands in the south. Being short in stature, friendly looking and keen on business, the Lalafell have managed to integrate themselves within Eorzea culture. They are well liked for their happy disposition and good cooperation skills, allowing the Lalafell to remain liked by most all and face very little discrimination. Still, being traders by heart, the Lalafell can be rather business-minded, and this business-minded nature sometimes causes them to be viewed as greedy and calculating by the other races. Thankfully, they do tend to be forgiven rather quickly, perhaps because of their youthful looks making them hard for any other race to reach their proper age, causing them to at times be viewed as younger or less experienced than they truly are. Through their history, the Lalafell played key roles in the foundation of the magical cities of Nim and Mach during the 5th Astral Era, but after the War of Magi and the 6th Umbral Calamity, which caused a great flood, both cities were destroyed, and the Lalafell were forced to seek new homes. The two Lalafell clans can be traced back to these cities, the Planesfolk to the city of Nim and the Dunefolk to the city of Mach. If you want to learn more about the War of Magi and the following calamity, I will put a link to a video on the subject in the description. But for now, let's start by meeting the Planesfolk. Ranging from 87 centimeters up to a towering 97, both male and female Lalafell share the same height. The Lalafell are the shortest playable race in Eorzea, but do not be confused, as these short and stout little critters might seem weak, but what they lack in strength, they make up in quick movement and sharp minds. The Planesfolk tend to have a hair color mimicking grass and earthy colors. There have even been rumors that their physical appearance evolved to blend better in with the surrounding of their home island to avoid the hostile vultures that flew over it. The Lalafell naming convention tends to sound rather peculiar to other races, as it's originally based on rhymes and rhythm. Using a form of rhyming scheme for all names, the Planesfolk use the following rhymes for males, being AP, CB, for example, the name Alka Solka, while the female use an ABB, AP scheme, like Mimomo Mimo. If you follow this rhyming scheme, naming your Lalafell will be easy, though to be fair, my own Lala is not named after this tradition. Still, it's a good thing to know if you ever wish to change your name. In their past, during the time on the Southern Isles, the Planesfolk lived as farmers living in thatched-roofed houses connected to subterranean tunnels, resembling something akin to an ant colony. The Planesfolk are excellent farmers, leading them to often being pioneers when it comes to farming new and foreign land. Being keen travelers, they developed their own sailing style while on the island, using simple yet sturdy canoes. These canoes and the Lalafell's small stature allowed them to travel great distances. This unique style of sailing and navigation has helped them both in pursuit of fishing around their island, but also trading wares across the sea, even to this day. After the 6th Umbral Calamity, the Lalafell from Nim utilized the seafaring talent and returned to the southern seas. Today, a large group of these Lalafell can be found in great numbers on the Isles of Wilbrand and in the city-state of Limsa, originally moving to the city as merchants to deal in a variety of wares, both legally and illegally acquired, and with their business they soon became a sizable part of the seafaring nation. So if you are a Planesfolk Lalafell, you likely grew up on the Isle of Wilbrand, or even within Limsa itself. Your family may have been traders, travelers, farmers, or fishermen. This origin is a wonderful opportunity to form any sort of unique and interesting backstory for yourself, and perhaps explain why your warrior of light seems to be so eager to travel all over the place to solve everybody's problems. But perhaps you're not one of the Plainsfolk, but instead one of the Dunefolk. Well, while you originate from the same island in the South Seas, it has been a far longer time since your clan was there. The Dunefolk live predominantly around Thanalan and the city-state of Ul'dah. Sharing the same height and physical build as the Plainsfolk, the Dunefolk tend to have a slightly tanner skin to withstand the harsh ray of the Thanalan sun. Another distinguishing feature are their eyes, which tend to resemble gems or glass. This comes from a thin membrane that covers the eyes of the Dunefolk to protect them from sand, something they evolved during their long time as nomads in the desert. Like the Plainsfolk, they have a rhyming scheme in their names which differ slightly, the male pattern being AAB, CCB, like Lolorito Nanarito, while the female names follow the pattern of AAB, AB, like Momoti Moti. After the Sixth Umbral Calamity, the Dunefolk fled from the city of Mach and concealed themselves in the Outlands for some time, before venturing into Thanalan. There they lived a nomadic existence in the sandy waste, giving them the names of the Dunefolk. But with time they formed the civilization of Beladia, which later split into the lost nation of Silgi and the modern powerhouse of Ul'dah. Being practical and swift to seize any opportunity, they have built the city of Ul'dah into a bustling center of trade and commerce. The city is currently led by the wealthiest people of the city, along with Sultana, almost all of these people being Dunefolk. Blessed with natural affinity for magic, the Dunefolk today hold a great number of thaumaturges and high-ranking members of the Order of Naldar's clergy as their own. Even in the more physical demanding labor like mining, the Dunefolk can challenge even the mighty Rohirrim, making up for their physical weakness with being resourceful and the ability to squeeze into even the tiniest of places, allowing them access to ore others cannot obtain. If you are a Dunefolk, you likely grew up in Thanalan, and if you had a traditional family, you probably took part in some traditions unique to the Dunefolk. Your parents likely would have given you cups of herb tea as a child, infused with slight amount of dilated snake and scorpion venom, giving you a remarkable resistance to certain poisons today. Other unique trait you likely have is a small orb you might attach to your forehead. To outsiders, it's understood that this is the symbol of your guardian deity. But if you grew up in a traditional household where you got to drink the venom, you most likely also know that this tradition is actually done to honor your ancestors, which date back to the sorcerers of Mach. Be you Plainsfolk or Dunefolk, mage or rogue, good or evil, the Lalafell allow a unique set of backstories and experiences while playing Final Fantasy XIV. So head out there, be proud of your short stature, and embrace the head pats and random cookies. Use your cuteness because gosh darn, at times it can absolutely get you anything. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you are enjoying these little backstories about the races. These videos hold the purpose of just giving you a slight glimpse into your race's story to help you make and develop your character backstory. If you like lore videos like this, or want lore videos on other things, characters or events within the story, I highly recommend subscribing to my channel, as I have lore videos coming out every Saturday, focusing on all sorts of interesting things. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.